Welcome to my kitchen. I just got back from food shopping for the week for our family of 5, and I'm going to take you through exactly what I bought and what I spent. I will show you what I'm going to do with it, my meal plan for the week, my trusty meal plan, to make it work on £25 per person. That is my budget for the week, and my goal with that is obviously to feed our family as healthily as possible, but also to shop as organically and sustainably as I can while fitting in that much money. So I will show you what we bought, and then at the end what we're going to do with it. This is pretty much an average week. I don't shop everything for one week and finish it and then everything for the next week. There are some things that will go between the weeks, like ketchup or sugar or something like that, peanut butter, but there's always new things we're buying each week. Then our produce and meat and things like that will be freshly bought each week. So this is kind of a splurge on our budget, but I do make it fit each week to get a veg box and some extras from AEL and Cole. There are many different veg box options. I love AEL and Cole and Riverford for being organic, but also for really taking care of people in the production of the food, which often doesn't happen. Farmers say that the way that supermarkets treat them is just really difficult. And so I want to use my budget as much as I can to take care of all the different people in production, from fair trade, cocoa and chocolate, to how my vegetables are grown and how those farmers are treated. So I make it work on our budget, but I definitely don't shop AEL and Cole just like, I'm gonna get whatever I want. Pretty much just do a veg box. And what I love is that the price stays the same. So I can switch out what's in the box, which makes it work. I know I'm gonna use everything and the price doesn't change. So the only things I got in addition to the veg box were a yogurt. This is in recycled plastic. I can't get it locally, which is why I get it. And then a washing up liquid. Normally I would do a refill, but this was on sale from AEL and Cole. So I kind of have my go-to spots, but then if something's on sale, I will shop differently. So we got that and the yogurt, and then a veg box. This will need probably supplementing a bit with a bit more fruit. I'm also going to put some nettles, some foraged nettles in some of our meals. But other than that, this kind of begins the fruit and veg. We've got some sprouted broccoli and some cherry tomatoes. Then I switched something out that my family don't love to get extra broccoli. A purple cabbage, a green cabbage, 4 courgettes, which tend to pan fry with garlic. We'll see what we do with those. A lot of fruit and some carrots. About 20 oranges and 10 apples in that box. Then I go to a bulk shop. Now, in the current stage of life, don't mind popping out to a few different shops. I make a morning of it. I get my free coffee from the supermarket. I have my toddler and we go and do that. If I was trying to maximize my time, I would probably do an online shop, and I would go to the bulk shop once a month. There are ways I could make my time much more economical though. So from the bulk shop, we got a lot of whole wheat penne pasta. Most of the stuff they have in there is organic. So that's organic penne pasta. Oh, and so is that, because toddler wanted to fill one as well. Then brown basmati rice. Linseed here, which is in part for my hair and part as an egg substitute, and a lot of pinto beans. So that was what I got from the bulk shop. And what I got from AEL and Cole came to about 40, I think. I do pay a delivery fee, but to me it is worth it for the quality of what I'm getting, not just for me, but I know the values that are in the business and the growing are important to me. So as long as I can swing it, I will always choose that. So produce, and there's more in the box, I didn't get it all out. Bulk shop, and then some supermarket bits. I'll show you the supermarket bits, but in addition to this, I also have down here giant bags of flour that I get about every 3 months from Dove's Farm. And that makes our bread, our pancakes, our waffles, our tortillas, cakes, lots of things like that. So I use about £5 each month of my budget to put towards a quarterly flour delivery. It makes my bread come out at about 80 to 90p a loaf, including energy, which is really, really great. I actually have one here. So I'll make a few of these each week from the flour, but I don't buy the flour weekly. So flour makes up a good bit of what we'll consume. So I just put part of my budget each week to that, but then buy it about quarterly. And I actually went to 2 different supermarkets. They're in very close proximity to us, and they just offer slightly different things, and I will use the coupons from different supermarkets. I know that's not everyone's thing, but I'm like, actually, if I can save, I think this morning I saved about £4. If I can do £4 a week, that is £200 a year, just from really simple. I'm not going to great lengths, but I'm just quickly checking them. It took me about 1 minute to check for 2 supermarkets locally, and then to save £4. So £4 a week, like I said, is over £200 a year, which is more than an entire week's food shopping for our family. So well worth just taking that 1 minute to set myself up. I don't check more broadly than our 2 best local supermarkets, but I do that, and pretty much every week I save about that much money or more. So it's well worth me doing that. And that is why I went to 2, because one is en route home from the other. I'm not spending extra in petrol. I'm not paying extra in parking or electricity. We have an electric car, but I'm not spending extra in fuel. So it really is very economical. It's costing me slightly more time, but like I said, in this season of life, I don't mind that. So I did that. And one of them, I get my free coffee, which just makes the whole morning a little bit more fun and stops me buying one out, provides the joy without me having to spend for it. So from supermarkets, I got tonic. Alcohol has to come from either our grocery budget, our food budget, or it has to come from gifts or extra money. If there's money left in the food budget, we can use that for alcohol. If we're given it for a birthday or something, then we have alcohol. Otherwise, there is no other budget for alcohol. And other times of life we have, right now it is just the food budget. I got some tonic water this morning. Then I got cheese, that's organic cheese. All the wrappers can go in soft plastic recycling. So I keep that to a minimum as much as I possibly can, or do recycled packaging where we can, but otherwise it will just go in soft plastic packaging recycling. Butter, that was discounted. Always check the weights on things. This brand is smaller than pretty much every other butter brand, so it often looks cheaper, but you need to look at the price per gram to make sure you are actually getting the best price. So 2 pats of butter. Then I'm always looking, I mean, different stores, shops have different policies in terms of waste. I don't love that about supermarkets, and it's why I would way rather shop a company like the Veg Box where they're really taking care of waste. But this is where we're at. But so if I know that something is coming to the end of where they're actually going to sell it, I'm more inclined to buy, but also it was reduced and I had a coupon for this exact thing. So that's great. I'll probably put it in the freezer or not actually plan it into this week. It will just be an emergency meal at some point. So that is that meal for like 1 person. Having things like that can save on takeout, or, you know, it's just good to have a couple in the freezer. So that's that. Then I got a can of chopped tomatoes, some coconut oil. We will probably go through this pretty quickly because one of our kids, and therefore a lot of our cooking, is currently dairy free. So coconut oil in place of more butter. Otherwise we would tend to go through more butter than that in the week. Honey, I tried to get organic but couldn't, so just honey. Then dairy-free pesto. Paid a premium for that. I hope it's delicious, but dairy-free pesto, that will go on pasta, but we'll look at the meal plan at the end. 12 eggs. I may go back and buy more eggs. Usually I try to leave a little bit of room in the budget to get what I think can cover the week, but then there's something else we need to grab. We've run out of something that we need, or something comes up, people come over, and we have a little bit of room without going over budget. So my goal is to spend a little bit below in my shop so that we then have the space if we need to buy more without that being a problem. That's those. Then I wrote on my shopping list kind of just like meat. I wanted meat options. I meant to get chicken carcasses from AEL and Cole, which I love, and they are so budget friendly, but I managed to get a very discounted full chicken. So I'll just have to cook it today, but it's an organic chicken for $12.18, which is a really great price. I will use all the meat and shred it. I will also boil a carcass and make broth to get the fat from it. We will get every single thing from that. So hopefully that will be worth the money. It's not usually the way that I do it, but that will be a few of our meals this week. The broth and then the meat separately. But we got that. 2 things of sweet corn, which will go in a chicken soup. And then I don't often buy bacon, but I'm trying to add in different protein options with being dairy free currently for some people. Again, usually I always go organic on meat, but this was, again, they call it too good to waste. And it is a nitrate free, local-ish bacon. So I grabbed that. These are not something I would normally buy. I very rarely buy cereal. We will make a simple granola, but the child that is, well, figuring out some food intolerance for is struggling with missing out. So I thought, okay, this will be an easy, quick breakfast for quick mornings. Probably it'll do 2 mornings, depending on who has it. And it'll make them feel like they're not missing out. Oh, I also got from the bulk shop some hazelnuts, which I will use to make nut butter, and also some hazelnut milk to go on the stars. So they are dairy free and all things free. So that is pretty much our shop for the week. We have a little bit spare in the budget, which sometimes I will use for a waste food pickup through Too Good To Go. I can get a lot of food for like £5 to £7. So sometimes I'll leave space for that in the budget. This week I probably won't. It will go to extra fruit and veg, maybe some more eggs, but we will see where we get to. But that is kind of a bulk of food for the week. Okay, so the meal plan that we're gonna use to make this work for our family for 7 days for £25 per person, or try to. Always very scribbled. It's not super pretty, but it works for me. I will put a prettier one on screen so that you can see what we're gonna eat for the week. But I start mostly with our dinners. So our dinners for the week are gonna be a chicken soup, which will be the chicken, the beans, the sweet corn, a lot of broth from boiling up those carcasses, and we will have that with the sourdough, or I will make some tortilla strips, again with the flour, and we'll do crispy tortilla strips on the chicken soup. We'll also dollop some of the yogurt in that as a kind of sour cream yogurt on the soup. Then it will be Saturday lunch, so cook once, eat twice is always my goal. Normally we do pizza every Saturday, but because of these intolerances, we're changing it around a bit. And I'm gonna do some tacos with the probably things switch around, but probably with some of the shredded chicken. On Sunday night, we'll do a lentil soup. I already have some lentils. This is one of the things that is like leftover from a previous week. So we'll do a really simple lentil soup. I might roast some carrots and blend in some carrots as well. Also put some nettles into that. Nettles are so nutritious and you can forage them in so many different places. So some nettles will go in the lentil soup. Then I'm gonna do Monday and Tuesday. We have late days on Monday and Tuesdays. And I'm gonna do a mix of pesto pasta with some green lentils. Again, I also actually have those in bulk. And then some cabbage slaw. So bit of a weird meal maybe, but it gets us our protein and our pulse and our veggies and the pasta. So that will be 2 days of dinner. Then on Wednesday, I'm gonna circle back for more of the chicken tacos. So when I've made the shredded chicken, I will toss some of it into the freezer, and that will go on tacos, which I'll make the tortillas with the flour, and then we'll do some more cabbage slaw. I've got those 2 full cabbages. So, and with beans, we'll chop the cherry tomatoes, probably put some zucchini in there, pan-fried zucchini in the tacos. So that will be that with some cheese. Then on the final day, on the Thursday, we'll do a rice and beans and veg bowl and leftovers. So those will be our dinners for the week. And here you can see how that fits into my weekly meal plan grid. Then from there, lunches will be leftovers from those dinners, and then kid and work packed lunches where we need them. I've also noted things like take a dish to mum's group and out for lunch, take drinks so that I know what I'm buying. And then breakfasts are a mix of different things. We always have waffles at the weekends. I've added in bacon sandwiches. That is not usual, but I'm trying to get a bit more meat in there. And then we've got a mix of cereal. Again, not my usual, but I will sometimes make granola, toast, and then pancakes. We then don't really add in any other snacks aside from those 3 meals, which is so helpful. It helps the kids come to the meal really, really hungry, so they will eat whatever the meal is, and it stops extra spending. Occasionally, if they're really, really hungry in between meals, or we have a weird schedule, I'll take leftovers from a previous meal. It might be a couple of leftover pancakes. I'll take those, or leftovers instead of snacks. So that makes a massive difference. So this really is it. The meals are what we eat in the week. Occasionally they'll have a piece of fruit or a carrot, but pretty much we really, really stick to eating just meals. If you want to actually see what happens with it, I will load at the end of the week here what we actually do with this, what it actually becomes, how it plays out, and if we had to do any additional spend, I'll pop that there when it's done. You can watch a previous one here, exactly what we ate and spent in a week. My husband was working abroad for this week, so there were just 4 of us, and we weren't limited by anything. His peanut allergy was far away in Germany, and we were dealing with no other intolerances. So That is a different week of eating, just me and the kids, and I will load this one right here when we're done.